We all know about the 100 Years' War that raged across the kingdoms of Aloria and Terrador. Some people called it the Orphan Maker. Hundreds, or even thousands of children lost their fathers and mothers to this horror. Some people thought the war would never end. While many sides became more and more radical in their hatred of the other side, making up wild stories of the evil the other countries would cause if the Looking Glass were to fall into their hands, a small fellowship was forged. This group of underground orphans and philosophers called themselves the Philosophi Orphani. Their leader was a man by the name of Rodolfo.
Welcome, orphans, fae, changelings, thieves, and lost souls of the realm. For too long, we have been ignored by those in power. They sit in their safe castles in their cushy thrones, while we die as hundreds in the muck and in the mud. While they feast on meals of bounty, we are consigned to scraps and rations of meager proportions. All they care about is some alleged magical looking glass, and not the parentless children roaming bone thin from hunger amidst the crumbling ruins. I, for one, do not care about the looking glass. Let Terrador have it for all I care. Maybe they will cause havoc in our kingdom. Maybe they will turn us all to prisoners of war. But it won't do any worse than they are already doing. No sane person would wish for a child to become an orphan and run hungry in the streets.
Deserter!
Proud to be. You can think I'm a yellow-bellied, lily-livered coward for all I care, but I refuse to be seen as a pawn in their game for power. Who's with me? So you'd rather lay down your life to never be remembered?
No!
Do you want to leave your children behind to wander in the streets as we did?
No!
Then come and join the Philosophi Orphani. We will steal from the rich people and give to our poor brothers in arms. Who's with me?
Rodolfo knew he had to bring out his most powerful persuasion tool yet, the Italian art song.
Quando sorge la luna a mare chiare, perfino i pesci tremano d'amore. Si sconvolgono le onde in grembo al mare, per la gioia cogliono colore. Quando sorge la luna a mare chiare, a mare chiare sorride un balcone. La passione mia vi batte l'ale, l'acqua canta di sotto una canzone, un garofano legza al davanzale, a mare chiare sorride un balcone. Chiare, sorride un balcone. Chi dice che le stelle sono lucenti, degli occhi tuoi non vide lo splendore. Li conosco io ben quei raggi ardenti, ne scendono le punte in questo cuore. Chi dice che le stelle sono lucenti, estati che la sera è tutto incanto, e mai per tanto tempo ed aspettata, per accoppiare gli accordi e il mesto canto, stasera una chitarra qui portata, testati che la sera è tutto incanto. Che è tutto incanto.
As the Philosophi Orfani pillaged the rich, taking from their homes without warning, Rodolfo found that his thirst for revenge was never quenched. He needed more and more.
We must punish them as they have done to us. Our children lay hungry and parentless in the street. Mothers cry as their children are ripped from them, too young to serve their country, and we shall make them pay. We will take their children.
The Philosophi Orfani decided to kidnap the children of the wealthy Territorians and put them up for ransom, taking the profits and spreading the wealth amongst the poorest families in Aloria. But one day, they took a prisoner that would change their lives.
Unhand me right now!
Hush!
You have no idea what will happen to you if you don't unhand me right now!
That's a nice necklace. It might fetch something at the market.
Don't you dare touch that! Help! Help!
Keep quiet and you don't have to get hurt.
You don't want to hurt me. You've made your intentions clear. You're in it for the money. If you hurt or kill me, no money.
I'm sure I could forge your handwriting. Convince your parents that you are still alive.
Those are not my parents. It's my cousin and his greedy wife.
Well, at least we found one thing that we agree upon. The greed of the upper crust. Now get into this wagon before I slit your throat.
The only thing bumpier in the beginning of this love story was the dirt path they took. At nightfall, Celestia exited the carriage with bumps and bruises.
Did you have to drive like the Queen Mother?
But she's blind.
Exactly.
I'm sorry that your travel arrangements weren't up to your standards, princess.
Trust me when I say, I am no princess. What is your name?
Like I'd answer that. All you need to know is that they call me the Maestro.
That name is wretched on your tongue.
I wouldn't say it's any worse than Lady Frasquita.
Oh, please. I'd hardly say this is the time for titles.
Well then, our modest accommodations should not bother you at all.
Is this our final destination?
Heavens no, this is just a stop. We have a long way yet, princess.
At the camp, she noticed other prisoners, a lot younger than she, all looking like they came from wealthy backgrounds, eyes wide from fear. But she had no time to speak with them, as the darkness swiftly came, and all went to their tents. The next morning, it was back to the wagon.
What kind of operation are you running?
I told you to be quiet.
There is not a soul on these roads. You made sure of that.
All right, fine. We steal from the rich and give to the poor, war-torn families. Excuse me, may I ask what you find so funny?
A well-intentioned kidnapper. Sure.
If that's what it takes.
So, you take children and traumatize them and say it's for the greater good?
Whatever it takes.
It should never take that.
Oh, shouldn't it? We only take children at the draft age. Didn't know that, princess. Too far up in your tower to hear the cries below. Of course you didn't know. You have thick walls made of money. But the peasants out here, there's no one to protect them like you, princess.
You know nothing about me.
I know enough, princess.
Stop calling me princess.
The rest of the journey was silent that day. They made camp at the next stop, and Rodolfo broke the silence.
Sleep well.
The next day, there was a burning question on Rodolfo's mind. He just wasn't sure how to broach it.
So, what are you?
What do you mean?
I mean, who are you?
You know that good and well. Otherwise, you wouldn't have kidnapped me.
You know what I mean. You aren't human, are you?
Of course I am. Don't be ridiculous.
What happened yesterday wasn't just happenstance. You have Fae in your blood. So, what are you?
It's better for you if you don't know.
So, why not run? You are surely powerful if yesterday is any indicator.
I don't use magic.
Even when your life is at stake? Even though you are infuriated at the children we kidnap, you choose to do nothing?
Magic is nothing but a curse.
You could help stop this war, end the suffering of thousands, end your own suffering, and yet, here you sit, helpless.
I am not helpless.
Looks like it to me.
Magic is nothing but a curse. When people use it to try and right the nature of things, it does nothing but hurt. It comes with terrible prices, believe me. I know.
I guess I'll have to take your word for it.
That night, things did not go to plan. As they crossed the border into Aloria and came to their place of refuge, they found it already inhabited by Alorian soldiers.
Wait here.
Well, well, well. What do we have here?
Please, sir, we mean no harm. We were just passing through.
Those children wear Teradorian garb. We shall slay them!
They are unarmed and defenseless.
Oi! How old is this bloke talking back? My thoughts exactly. They are either the Teradorians or worse, deserters. I think they may be the FO! As I thought. Scummy deserters. It will be a pleasure to watch you die.
How noble are the soldiers to raise a sword to someone in a surrender stance.
How did you get out?
Your rope work needs some work.
This is ridiculous. I can't fight a woman.
Too afraid? You needed a haircut anyway.
How dare you!
I need to fall back at once!
And stay out!
How did you do that?
Let's just say I've had a lot of time to practice.
As the sun hung dipped low in the horizon, everyone made their way back to their tents, but Rodolfo and Celestia lingered by the fire.
So you could have escaped at any time?
Yes.
Then why didn't you this entire time?
I was looking for a way to help the children escape.
You shouldn't have told me that. Now your jig is up.
I saw the way you stood up for them before the soldiers. You will not hurt them.
So what are you going to do when you are free?
You may be surprised. I may not fetch the fee you're hoping for.
But you live in a huge estate.
I know, but after my parents passed on, I was in the care of my cousin. And he married a wanton, social climbing maid. The two of them decided they would live a life of luxury and squandered away the reserves on which my family was built.
What are they going to do?
Their plan is to break the vow they made to my mother on her deathbed and force me to marry.
Who?
The Duke of Belano. A repulsive man. Truly.
Well, this may be an opportunity for you.
What do you mean?
Run away. Be free of them.
I don't know if I could.
Of course you could.
What would I do?
Join us.
No, I couldn't. I'm safer hidden away.
More like your foes are safer. That sword work was incredible.
Thanks, but I'm not so sure, Maestro.
Call me Rodolfo, Lady Freschi.
Call me Celestia.
Celestia. I like it.
Just don't let anyone else know of it.
Why not? Do you command a band of outlaws too?
No, it has to do with my parentage and magic. It's complicated.
Ah, I know something about that.
You do?
In the spirit of honesty, my parents always thought I was a changeling.
No.
I got really sick around 6, and I was never as healthy after that. They always said that the fairies came to switch me with one of their own sickly children and took their healthy boy.
That's terrible.
They shipped me off to the war as soon as they could, and on my breaks I wandered the streets with the orphans.
I'm so sorry.
But the joke was on them. I grew stronger and decided to take my fate in my own hand.
Well, you are a pretty good swordsman, even if your rope work is terrible.
I take offense to that. On guard.
I think I have it in me to kick your butt, too.
Ah!
Concede or die.
I concede. I concede. Help me up. Concede or die.
You cheated.
I am a roguish outlaw. What would you expect?
I shall never concede, sir. Never. Okay, I concede.
The night, Celestia felt something she had always closed herself off to, and her heart sang at the thought of the name of her beloved Rodolfo. The next morning, she vowed to shut out the blossoming feelings of love in her heart. It was far too dangerous. She had to return to her life where she had been safe.
Good morning. Sleep well?
I...
Ready for our journey?
Mm-hmm.
It seemed to Rodolfo a sudden cold front had broken forth between them, and after a morning of a one-sided discussion, he had enough. He stopped the cart abruptly.
What was that for?
Oh, look. Already more words than you spoke to me this morning. Get out.
Get out! Why?
Go. Be free. Run back to your cousin and to your duke.
Is that what you think this is about?
If living your life of luxury is that important to you, you better get back to it.
If you want me to leave, I shall. Look, I know not what you want from me.
Of course you do. What we talked about last night.
Look, what we talked about last night was foolishness, and nothing more.
Foolishness? You call what happened last night foolishness?
Foolishness, weakness, whatever adjective you like, it cannot happen again.
Oh, I see. I can't give you the life you desire, so you'd rather be the possession of some bloated, decrepit aristocrat?
No, Rodolfo,
Why don't you just go crawl back to him? Go!
No,
What?
I want to make sure all the children are returned safe.
Fine.
Rodolfo and the rest of the FO knew they couldn't take the path they had been using, so they had strayed far from civilization, taking a road no one had dared to travel, through the Tarascon forest. But they did not know the dangers that awaited them.
We come in peace. We are merely passing through.
I am the mighty Terra-esque protector of this forest. No man has come through here in 300 years. This forest is reserved for magical creatures only. It's our safe haven, and you have brought mortals through.
Our sincerest apologies. We have lost our way. We shall...
The price for trespassing is death.
Please, great being, we have children with us. We mean no harm.
The child you carry now.
The children in the carts behind us.
Either way, rules are rules.
I am of Fey blood. You must sense this.
But as it were. What lovely music. None such has been heard of since the water spirit Rusalka. It's true magic.
Magic is nothing but a curse.
Nay, magic is something of the spirit when one's intentions are true. Magic may help the world.
Please let us through. My mother is the woman known as the witch, Lorelei. If anything were to happen to me, her wrath would never end.
Ah, the shadow of Rusalka, a warped, dark shadow. You shall need a safe place to raise your child out of her grasp.
My child?
As I said,
You're with child?
yes, she is. This land needs more song, and you need a place to raise your child. If you hold yourself accountable for your human friends, you may settle here in the old humble village of Penrith.
After years of fighting the system, the members of the Philosophi Orfani were glad to lay down their labors and experience the joys of a peaceful community, the likes of which they had never seen. Celestia ensured the safe return of all the children. 9 months later, she birthed a son, Milo.